and directly to the needle. The correct threading of this type of machines, regardless of the brand, all the mechanisms, all the adjustments and all the threading are exactly the same for these brands. There's the FN2, there's the latent one in this case, some are Yontes, there is the Goal, there are many brands, but all are exactly the same and the threading is the same. We will start with the waters, which is the simplest thing that most of you already know. In this case, I have it fully threaded, because if we do it step by step, the video will be too long. So let's start with the simplest and most logical things, which are the base plate of the thread guides, which has the 4 holes for the 4 threads. Let's start with the needles. We start with the first little hole, which is for the outer needle, not the inner one, but the outer one. So we lower it and simply don't pull it to this plate, since this one has 3 holes for the others. Then first thread guide, we pass through the tension discs, and here we have this plate with holes. Well, we pull it to the first one from the top, similarly this one here, similarly here. The first, we go down first port of this, the outside one, always and directly to the needle. We continue with the second needle, the inner needle. Well, we take the second little hole. Now we take the first little hole here from the plate. We continue to the tension discs. The second one, the first needle, second needle, exit and to this plate here. In this case, the bottom one. For the inside needle, again, the inside needle, lower the hole of the inner needle on this side and then directly to the needle. That's the most basic thing that everyone knows. Now let's move on to the right looper or right anchor, where we have a strong thread collar that is already the third hole, second little hole on the practice and directly to the third tension disc. The tension disc hole goes all the way down, and well, this is where it starts to get more complicated. Here we can see the type of these metal thread guides. So first we take the first one from bottom to top and from bottom to the center part. Let's turn the hand wheel a bit. We turn the hand wheel. Then after this we insert it through this one. It is one of the thread guides, one of those that adds tension to the thread. We work it down, and then the inside one we can see the inner one, and then the thread must go through the back part of the anchor, the looper, towards us, towards the front. In that part, it is a little complicated, since we must take the clip from that point where the having at this moment, we take the thread from the back and must insert it towards us. It goes to the front. We have to grab at least a very small end to insert it, as it is the most complicated part of threading this on the right side. So from back to here towards us, it comes out through the long slot and then goes directly into the hole, and that's it. So keep it in mind. Remember this image. You can watch the video as many times as you like until this part is very clear, where you can see the thread perfectly for this threading. Let's continue with the other one. In the fourth one, that is the left anchor, fourth hole, third hole of the plate. In other words, the last one. This one, which is the last, and directly the bottom tensioner, which is the last. And there the tension discs, and here it comes out. And well, here we are going to turn the flywheel here, maybe where many people often make mistakes. Here we are going to thread it correctly, just as it is. Well, we can see it then later. Here from the thread coming out of the disc, many people go to this part. After the discs, we celebrate separately, and many people thread in this part and continue on the spring, which is where a thread guide also goes, and it threads and then to the anchor. No, but in this case it should be noted that after threading this part, the thread must also pass through this italic part, as we see there in the image, and it should be from the inside out, that is, towards us. We repeat. After the discs, we go to this part to thread the top to bottom. We pull it out from the bottom part, and when inserting it here, it should be from inside to outside, all towards us, and then we pull it straight to this part. We pull it then from this part and pull it straight, and here we see the spring I was talking about, where the thread must also go from the inside to the outside, meaning towards us, as we see in the image. There we can see it well. The thread should go from the inside out, and we already turned the wheel. Bring up the thread, and it threads the anchor from inside to outside, as we see in the image. It brings up the thread from inside to outside, so that the thread passes through the long groove. We turn the hand wheel, and now we see how the thread goes through this part. We talk about it, and insert it through the left anchor hole, and there we can see the correct threading of this homemade overlock, and that many people have many doubts